What's up, guys? It's me, Alan, and I am back with another video today. Again, this is being filmed on December 30th, 2020, so I do not currently know when this video, along with the other two reviews that I filmed today, are going to get uploaded. So at the time you're seeing this, it's probably going to be early January, probably within the first 2 weeks of the month, I think. Who knows? We'll see. But anyway, that aside, this is another NASCAR Diecast review. Picked this up off eBay for a pretty good price. Actually, no, I won the bid on this. I think this was, if I remember right, somebody tried to outbid me at the last second and it didn't work. You know, kind of a reversal of roles, because that's happened to me before, where I had the bid, the winning bid, and I got outbid last minute and I could not react fast enough. So, yeah, it happens. But anyway, so I know a particular viewer, or I don't know if you watched, I don't think you watched my videos, but I know a particular NASCAR YouTuber, looking at you, Eric Estepp, that will probably like this. And this is Matt Kenseth's 2011 Affliction Ford Fusion for Roush Fenway Racing. Really cool car. You can go ahead and get the diecast out of the box. Ground review. But yeah, I got this for a really good price, and I will go ahead and show it off. So here's the diecast out of its box. I honestly don't know when he ran this car. I don't remember. I don't remember back that far enough. So as we go on with the review, of course, as you can see, the Fusion logo on the front, and the grill a little cockeyed. The Fusion logo is definitely cockeyed. The Ford logo, or not the Ford logo, but the grill itself is a little cockeyed on the right side, or left, depending on which way you're looking at it. But yeah, so, again, I'll make sure to tag Eric, in the tweet when I post this, when I tweet this video out, when it gets posted. Oh, okay, so it's Affliction clothing. Oh, okay, cool. Wonder if they're still in business. But yeah, this is a different sort of paint scheme. I mean, I think we're really used to seeing, Matt Kenseth with the Best Buy cars, with the Best Buy schemes, and obviously the dual schemes and things like that. But when it came to Roush Fenway Racing, he was running some different stuff, and this is one of the paint schemes I think is less known compared to the other stuff that he's ran. But I bet if I showed this to Eric, he'd probably know, maybe would know when this was ran, because again, he's a big Kenseth fan, which is neat. Obviously, it was pretty cool to see him have that cameo appearance in Darian's, or Black Flags Matters, video about Kenseth's 2020 season. Yeah, so Kenseth's an interesting, guy when it comes to NASCAR, I think. You look back, he's won a championship in NASCAR. That was 2003. That was the year before the chase began. And the crazy thing about that is, and I actually mentioned this in my sort of a response kind of video when Slap Shoes made his video about the chase and why it's worse than you think, or a couple months ago, I think, about a month ago or so. But in my video, I mentioned the fact that Matt Kenseth in 2003, he won one race early in the season. I think there was either Vegas or Auto Club, and then went the rest of the season, did not win a single race after that, but he dominated in the point standings. He led most of the year, and he ended up going on to win the championship. Why? Because consistency. Because he barely ever DNF'd, and he was getting top 5s and top 10s like it was stealing candy from a baby. And that's what got him the win for the championship. And if you look at his wiki page and you read a little bit at that section, you'll notice that while it's not official, the joke kind of is that when the chase was introduced in 2004, like NASCAR had said that they were already looking into ways to sort of spice things up when it comes to the championship late in the season, but it was sort of dubbed the Matt Kenseth rule or something like that because of what happened in 2003. Not really, but kinda. Sort of as a joke. But Matt Kenseth is one of those guys where he sort of flies under your radar a bit. I mean, maybe not as much as Michael Annett, like I mentioned in the last review. But in terms of Matt Kenseth, he's had a pretty darn good career. Obviously, it was a few years ago. It was announced that he wasn't going to be retained at JGR, and I think that was at the time when Eric Jones was going to move into the 20 car, and then he goes out and he wins the second to last race of the season at Phoenix, which was sort of a storybook ending to his career at that point, because he did not have anything lined up at the time after that season. And then, as we've seen, like the following year, he came in, I think, around the midway point of the season, and him and Trevor Baynes split time in the 6 car, and then after that, he sort of kind of went back into hibernation a little bit, I guess you could say. And then obviously last year, what we saw with Kyle Larson, drops the hard R on the N word on our iRacing stream during the pandemic break, gets suspended for it, and Chip Ganassi Racing needs somebody to take over the 42 car, and they end up going to Kenseth. And last season, Kenseth's best moment last season was battling in air quotes Kevin Harvick for the win at Indianapolis, because it was a late race restart. Kenseth was up there, I think, on old tires, and Harvick, I think Kenseth still finished in the top 5. He might have finished second or third, I think, but he was not able to really hold Harvick off, because that was just the season that Harvick was having last year. He was just head and shoulders above the competition until the third round of the playoffs. But we don't talk about that. And hey, I'm not even a huge Harvick fan, so what the hell. But anyway, that all aside, I think at this point, if I'm Matt Kenseth, I am retiring, and I am staying retired. I am not coming back again after what happened last season. I mean, it is what it is. I don't think he was expecting it. Fun fact, though, we could have got Carl Edwards back. We could have. See, apparently Chip Ganassi Racing, it came out that they had reached out to Edwards about driving the 42 car, and apparently it was considered, but then Edwards said no. So who knows, man? I don't think Edwards is ever coming back to NASCAR. I'd be shocked if he did at this point. He's been screwed over so many times, and you look at a guy like Bob Levine, who's been really vocal in his distaste with NASCAR, not necessarily NASCAR as itself, but towards a lot of the decisions that have been made, and you get one of those random tweets on Twitter where somebody's somebody was like, if you had $1 million, what would you do with it, or whatever, and it just blew the fuck up. Well, apparently Bob Levine must have found it where, and he quote retweets it, and it says something to the extent of, stay away from NASCAR. And I think he caught a little bit of heat for that comment, but he clarified it after the fact. Just not necessarily, he's not against NASCAR, he's just against a lot of the decisions that it made. And I quote retweeted him, he never responded, for my knowledge, but I quote retweeted, I think a little bit about, where would NASCAR be today if Brian France was never involved? Obviously there's Big Bo France, and then there's Bo Jr., and then came Brian France in the early 2000s. Knowing what we know now with Brian's tenure, which went from, I think, 2002 all the way up to 2017, I think, if I'm not mistaken. With everything that he did, good and bad, because there were some good things, but there was a lot of bad things. Where do you think NASCAR would be today if somebody other than Brian France took over? I don't know who would be in his place from that time on, but I'm sure a lot of things would change. Maybe we don't get the chase. Maybe, Jeremy Mayfield's career doesn't get screwed, although maybe he screws it up himself later on. Who knows? But that all being said, that's all, here and there. Let me know I want to know your thoughts in the comments below. What do you think about Matt Kenseth? What do you think about the points, with his 03 championship and how that went down, and then the chase, of course, that came after? And what do you think about Brian France and where NASCAR could be if he was never involved for the time that he was? So with that all being said, thank you all for watching. Hope you all enjoyed. I miss you guys, and I cannot wait to get back to talking to y'all. But obviously, that comes with time. And in the meantime, I will see you all in the next video whenever I get some more diecasts. And yeah, so thank you all for watching. Hope you all enjoyed. If you did, please drop a like, subscribe for more content like this. And I'll see you all in the next video. Peace.